Welcome back, everyone. Again, this is your teacher, Professor Bowen Kim. I'm really pleased that all of you have made it eventually. We are at the last slide for this course. You remember we started with the goal to understand supply chain management from the learning perspective in order to truly learn fundamental characteristics of effective supply chain management. I have tried to touch on such a wide range of disciplines, including organizational theory, learning theory, some psychology and economics, statistics, and of course, operations management. Indeed, we need all of these theories and empirical studies to find out effective measures to deal with the real world issues in supply chain management. The final takeaway of our course is to have a dynamic, systemic, comprehensive, socially responsible as well as sustainable and integrative perspective to understand, analyze, and solve issues in supply chain management. In other words, I want to emphasize sustainable, prospering supply chain management requires perspective that is dynamic, systematic, and systemic, comprehensive, socially responsible, and integrative. Based on that perspective, a decision making for effective supply chain management should follow the principle of characters, creativity, and commitment. In particular, commitment must be supported by flexibility. In other words, make sure that flexibility is part of commitment. In other words, commitment must be a dynamic one, not just a stubborn or rigid one. It means that the decision maker should understand the dynamic nature of cause and effect relationships among key supply chain management variables and factors. In other words, the decision maker must have learning capability. All right? So we emphasize this dynamic commitment, and also it implies moral imperatives, ethical, moral, which is directly related with the socially responsible perspective. So the decision maker must understand the dynamic nature of cause and effect relationships, which implies that decision maker must have learning capability. Finally, I want to suggest the essential elements of a sustainable and prospering supply chain management. These are awareness, alignment, and appreciation. First of all, every participant in supply chain management must realize why it is important to coordinate among those who share the same value chain or same supply chain. Only when all of the stakeholders in the value chain acknowledge and accept, or let's say aware of, the values of a supply chain or value chain coordination, effective supply chain management becomes possible. The next element is to align the diverse incentives and motivations of the stakeholders. We know that there are many participants, many partners, and many companies, many entities involved in supply chain management. So there are many stakeholders. And each one of those stakeholders has his or her own motivation and incentive reasons why he or she wants to be part of this supply chain management. In order to move forward, in order to create optimal value for the supply chain as a whole, there must be effort to align all those diverse motivation and incentives of the stakeholders. Unless the supply chain partners share the same or at least consistent or compatible goals, coordination among themselves cannot be sustainable. And after that, the final element or final principle is for the supply chain partners to appreciate each other's contribution to the improved value chain performance, so as to foster trust and mutual respect among themselves. So appreciation involves trust and mutual respect building. It also implies fair sharing of the incremental benefit derived from the value chain coordination. You remember the first sustainable coordination, the first condition for sustainable coordination is to increase the total value, increase the supply chain total value. But that's the beginning. If we want to have truly sustainable coordination, the next step, the next condition is to make sure that everybody, every one of those participants in supply chain management feels happier because of that coordination, which implies there gotta be fair sharing of those increased value or incremental value created through supply chain coordination. Fair sharing among the supply chain participants is the element of appreciation. If the firm implements its value chain strategy by following these elements or principles, it can develop strong competitive advantages and maximize both efficiency and responsiveness-driven values. I'm well aware of you making a great effort to learn supply chain management from a creative perspective. Throughout this course, I have tried to align my educational goal with your learning objectives as much as possible. And I truly appreciate your diligence and dedication to this course. I have a great time to teach you this course. In fact, I'm honored to be your teacher for the last 8 weeks. I hope all of you will be able to accomplish your goals and objectives in your life. I think it's time for farewell to everyone, at least for the time being. Farewell, everyone.